Yo, what's up guys? This is James bringing you a deck profile here for the Menards Club. Zenkai series has finally started, and I'm going to be showing off one of my favorite decks from the sets, Retribution Shenron.
Subscribe to the Menards Club.
I feel like he's kind of a little underappreciated right now, but you know, I think he'll pick up steam once people figure out how good he actually is. He's pretty straightforward to play, but he also has a lot of diverging play lines where you can kind of adapt to what your opponent's doing during your aggressive turns, which is kind of the mark of a deck that I really enjoy playing in this game, and I'll show off my build that I've been having good success with for you guys. So the permanent on the 1-star balls, he can't attack, and you can only include 6 Dragon Balls in your deck, because he's the 7th one. Look at that lore. He's got an activate main, switch this card to rest mode, add up to 2 Dragon Ball cards from your deck or life to your hand, and then you can awaken if your life's at 4 or less, or you have 6 or more Z energy. So it's pretty easy to awaken with this deck by turn 2. 3 at the latest is pretty much guaranteed, but turn 2 is pretty often where you end up awakening, just because we can turbo out Z energy so quickly. For the Z deck, we've got our Z leader. He's very good. You have to have 7 Z energy to play him, and then he plays for free, but you have to have 3 or less life, so that's something to... and your opponent has to have 3 or more energy, so... fairly restrictive, but he is probably the best Z leader in the game. He's a 20k with double strike base. When he attacks, you draw 1. You can activate main once per turn, choose 1 Shadow Dragon battle card, and up to 1 battle card your opponent controls. They get to minus 20k. And in addition to that, you can remove 6 Dragon Balls in your drop area from the game to play an 8-cost Shadow Dragon from your hand. It doesn't have to be an 8-cost, but generally the 8-cost is the best one to do. I guess I skipped over the awakening on this one. I was just too excited to talk about the Z leader. When he awakens, he actually untaps himself and 1 energy, so instead of getting you a card, he just gets to attack again, which is even better, because on attack he draws a card. And then he has on attack draw a card, and then activate main, choose up to 1 Shadow Dragon battle card and 1 battle card. The chosen cards get minus 15k for the turn. So he gets really good removal stapled to the leader. That can also do, it's really good for taking out like blocker tokens and things like that if your opponent mis-sequences against your aggro. It's very good. The rest of the Z deck is pretty straightforward. We've got 2 Son Goku, Defender of Life, and then 4 of the Rush Vegeta, because these are the only cards we can really play in the Z deck right now. I'll say this deck doesn't really go into the Z deck very much. You just kind of have these as an option, but you can really play the deck with just this, honestly, if you don't have these yet. You really just need the Z leader, honestly. You don't really use the Z deck that much. Alright, getting into the deck, we've got 6 cracked Dragon Balls, and just as the name implies, these cards are pretty crazy. So they're just like a normal Dragon Ball. They're 0 cost, draw a card, and then you add this card to your Z energy. So you basically get to start the game with 6 free Z energy over the course of 2 turns. Just incredible stuff. Just really, really good. The rest of our engine is 4... Oceanus Shenron, and then 4 Haze Shenron. These are the only 1-drop dragons we're playing. I'm not playing the Suitor Top 5 one, just for space reasons. Both of these guys say on play you draw 1, and then you can add a cracked Dragon Ball to your Z energy from your deck, so this accelerates your awakening. So if you can play 2 of these between your leader effect, and then tutoring 2 balls a turn, and then if you can play 2 of these, you can awaken on turn 2 guaranteed. Very, very easy. This one also has an activate main, limit 1 if your leader's a red Shadow Dragon card. Your opponent has 3 or more energy, and you place this card from your hand or battle area. In your drop area, you can give one of your Shadow Dragons barrier, so you can make your boss monster a barrier. And then this guy has the same thing. You can place him in the drop area to give one of your Shadow Dragons crit. So you can give your 30k Triple Striker crit as well. So just incredible, incredible stuff. You can do this after using their effects too on play. So just really, really good. Our other Shadow Dragons are 4 Nova Shenron Tenacious Evil. This guy you can play for 1 if you play a red, you have a Z leader, or you have 6 or more Z energy. So very easy again to play this by like turn 2, turn 3. Then he has an auto limit 1. If your opponent has 2 or more energy, if he's placed in your drop area from a battle area by one of your skills, you can play him from the drop and then draw 1. So if you like murk him to your own leader, he gets to basically come back and draw a card and then attack again. It's crazy. So you can like use your leader, pop their blocker, pop this after swinging, and then he comes back, draw a card, just keep going. Really, really good. Then we've got 4 of the Shenron Dread Destroyer. This guy is a double strike, 20k for effectively 1, because you can activate main, limit 1. Your leader card is Red Shadow Dragon, and you have a Z leader or 6 or more Z energy. Draw 1 and play this card from your hand. So he's a 20k, draw a card for 1. And then if you choose one of your Shadow Dragon cards and KO it, when he attacks, you choose one battle card or Unison. It gets minus 20k for the turn, so you can Merc a counter off of a Unison, even a 20k Unison like a Boo. Really good. If you're killing your Tenacious Evil, then you're also going to get a card draw off of that. Just incredible. This card's just broken, honestly. These guys also, note, I kind of skipped over this, but they have a permanent. If your leader is Shenron, they just cost 1 while they're in your hand. Very, very good. So they're just 1 drops. Your boss monster of the deck is Omega Shenron. You're playing 4 of them. It does have a limit 1 on being played, but you still play 4 of them because you can use your Z-O leader skill to play a second one on the same turn. So very good. Deflect triple strike. If his power be reduced, instead he gets plus 5k until the start of the next turn, and then you negate the skill until the start of the next turn. So he's a perfect target, other than your Nova Shenron, for your leader's effects and your other Sin Shenron's effects. Yeah, limit 1, pay red. If your leader's a Shadow Dragon and a Z leader and you have 3 or more energy, play him from your hand. So he's just a 30k triple strike for 2, as long as you have 3 or more energy. You know, very good. And he's also got the Activate Battle once per turn. Choose up to 1 battle card or Unison. It gets minus 3k power for the turn for each of your Z energy. And then in addition to that, if your leader's a Z leader, you choose 1 battle card or Unison, it gets minus 30k for the turn. So, assuming you have 6 or 7 Z energy, which is where you're generally going to aim to be, this is going to be minusing 3k for 6 or times 6 or 7 to a battle card. And then if you're Z awakened, you also get to take a marker off a Unison. Just stupid. And the fact that you can play 2 of this in 1 turn with your Z leader is just incredible. You can also, again, give him critical and barrier using your 1 drops. Very good. Alright, we'll go into the rest of the deck. So that's all of kind of the Shadow Dragon stuff. I am playing a Unison package. I think it's just too good not to. So you're playing 4 SS4 Gogeta Powers Connection. This guy's broken, just absolutely broken. So when he's played, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 red card to your hand, and then place the rest on the bottom of the deck. So he just lets you grab any card out of the top card of your deck, essentially, because your leader can only play red cards. And that's just on play. You don't even have to it's not even a marker effect. And then his marker effect is +2, which is crazy. +2 on a 2-drop Unison and makes it really hard to kill. Play up to 1 red battle card, then cost 1 from your hand in rest mode. So that can play these guys because they reduce themselves by 1 while they're in your hand. So you can play these for free. So if you're curving out correctly, you can get 2 Dragon Balls on turn 1, play one of these, draw a card, put another one in your energy, and then on turn 2, you can get 2 more from your deck, and then play this guy, uptick, and play another one of these from your hand, and that's your 6th Dragon Ball on turn 2 while playing a Unison. Just absolutely incredible. And then he's also got a really crazy Activate Battle -4. He becomes a 30k double strike, and it's Activate Battle, so you can just test your opponent, see if the attack goes through, and if it does go through, you can just make it a 30k double. It's crazy. Then to go along with our Unison package, we've got 4 Yamcha Merciless Barrage, because we can't play Videl with a 2-cost Unison, but that's cool. Yamcha's still crazy. Being a 15k is just awesome. We've got our new Ruler, which we get for playing Unisons. It's our secret rare. And then our other secret rare, SSB Vegeta, Unbridled Power. You can't play a black secret rare in here, otherwise I might be tempted to play like Pan, but Vegeta's just crazy too. Just being able to burn a life, drop their whole board, it's insane. Going along with the Unison, I've also got our other honorary Shadow Dragon here, which is 4 Broly Crown of Retribution. This card is incredibly dumb right now because everyone's pretty reliant on floodgates. They leave up their floodgates a lot. And even if they don't have a floodgate in hand, you can still use this to snipe like a super combo or something. And he's just crazy when you pair him with this Unison in particular. Because you can +1 and it plays any red card from your hand with cost 1 in rest mode, so you can play this, and then trigger the effect. They also don't necessarily know this is what you're going to play because this opens 2 counter windows, so you can +1, +2, so, declare counter window 1, you don't have to reveal what you're playing. So then if they're like a Gamma, if they have their 3 energy up, they have to blind counter with like an Android 18 or risk getting their crown hit by Crown. And then if they blind counter, you can just play nothing. And if they don't blind counter, you can play Crown or one of your other 1-drops. But yeah, Crown's just crazy in this deck. That's why I'm playing 4. It pairs insanely well with this Unison. I don't know how long that's going to be legal for, but you know, we might as well take advantage of it while we can. Super combos, we're playing the Beerus. I feel like it's pretty standard in this deck. He's not a traditional super combo, but he's actually better in this deck because there's no life restriction for gaining the card draw. So, because we can generally awaken with 5 or 6 life a lot of the time, and then just have unbridled, pressure going on the opponent. We're not life dependent on where we're at. So he's a 0 for 5k, and if you haven't seen him before, he's when you combo with him, if your leader is red or yellow, you flip the top card of your deck. If it's red, he gets plus 5k power for the turn, combo power for the turn, and if it's yellow, you give an opponent's card minus 5k. This is the only yellow card in the deck, and all the rest of the deck is red, so it's always going to be a 10k draw card. And then if you are very lucky and you spike another secret rare, or super combo, you can hit an opponent's battle card too. But we're not really playing it for that, we're just playing it for the 10k draw card guaranteed. Then for defense, we've got 4 testing the opposition, and then 2 violent rays rounding out the list. You can change these numbers up. Obviously, if violent rays seems better in the meta, you can start playing more. This is a strictly 50 card build too, so you could potentially play 3 or even 4 of this, and it wouldn't hurt your ratios too much, especially since your deck draws so much. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. It's really good at pressuring the opponent and just like clearing the board and gaining huge value. It feels like Universe 7, where everything in the deck is just stapled to going plus, and it's just free. It's not free pressure, but it's very, very cheap pressure, right? So yeah, that's the deck, guys. Thanks for checking it out. If you got any questions, hit us up in the comment section below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.